early morning, 7:30ish, and we are on our breakfast nook here, letting a couple of things dry out and charging some electronics. Just a beautiful morning. This is the first morning of our Nistowiak trip, so those of us who are up already are just kind of having a little bit of coffee and just enjoying the day, swatting mosquitoes so far. Talking about beautiful days, this is one of those just paddling along, getting a really nice tan, I guess, and we're really just a few kilometers out of camp, but so far just fantastic. What little breeze there is right behind us, and you can see we're just scattered all over, but keeping still a tight enough pattern to be safe. It's just about 10 to 1, just kind of finishing up a lunch here. This is the Otter Lake side of the first portage. This is Robertson Falls, I believe, and you can see there's a little dock thing here, which I'm not sure if it helped us or hindered us getting the boats up here, but either way, you can go up the steep way or you can go off to the side here. We'll just go up the steep way here, and you can see that this is other than being kind of a little steep climb, which would be tough on the boats and stuff, but this is a bit of a short portage because you can see the end of it over there. Part of this portage is also a campground, so we do have, a government outhouse here. There's Leanne, say hi Leanne, and then the actual camp will be passing by over here. We called this the Red Paddle Camp, and there's the camp itself. It looks like it has got a few amenities, if you can see in there, and as most of them kind of have a table and a fire pit and some sort of a seat, and then other folks just eating their lunch here. This gets you down into the little lake between Robertson Falls and Twin Falls, and we've already portaged all of our things over, so I think when you get to the bottom here, we can see that it's just actually a pretty short paddle to the other side where the Twin Falls Lodge is, and I believe that's where the next portage is, and you can see that right there. So this is the end of the portage at Twin Falls Lodge. Ends with these nice stairs, and actually stairs aren't too bad for portaging on. They are a little bit more consistent than the gravel, but now we finished portaging. The only thing left to do at this portage trail is go up to the lodge and order a beer. Now that it's 20 to 3, we've got about 8.5 kilometers to go. We hope to find a spot, 7 to 8 kilometers, I guess, and we'll just hope that something's free. So we'll shoot off that way and try not to fall asleep after that beer. I guess that looks like camp for tonight. There's a few fire pits up there, Michelle tells us, and a little steep to get up there, but it should be interesting. So this was a longer day. Well, not a longer day, 20 to 5, so still okay. And we thought maybe we would go a little further downstream, but this is probably as good a shot as any, so we should be good. just finished. You can see the campground in the distance there, and about 20 after 9. We're heading off. I'm kind of scooting around here, but there you can see where everybody's heading off down the lake. It should be a good paddle today. Look at how beautiful it is. The wind was kicking up early this morning, and we thought we'd have like a really good helper wind, but right now it's looking like the wind is really indifferent to how we get down the lake. Here's a nice paddling day. You can see just a calm day. A little smoky, but we're just gliding through a sheet of ice here almost. You can see everybody making the first wake of the day behind them. And in the distance we can see Stanley Mission. So we're about halfway from our camp spot to Stanley Mission, and it should really be another hour or so and we'll be there. You can see the smoke in the distance. And we hope that clears up over the next few days, but not sure if it will. Not sure where the fires are coming from. It's about 11:30 and we're here at the iconic Stanley Mission Church, Holy Trinity Anglican Church. So there's this is one of those places that you should stop by if you're kind of whipping through on a canoe trip to Nistowiak from Stanley Mission or upriver like we were. And there's the town of Stanley Mission. So it's just an easy little paddle across for the locals to come to church, if this is where they end up going to church. I believe this church is still used, and it's been here for a long time. I guess there's some history about it. You can certainly look it up, or come here and read it in person. About 12:30, a little after, and we have finished up at the church. We've had our lunch, and so now we are just heading on down. I think there's a couple of narrows, or there's a narrows here, and then just a little bit of a paddle. 6, 7, 8 kilometers, somewhere in there, and hopefully we can find a nice spot. So just stopping on the way, we're about a kilometer away from Little Stanley Campground. Hopefully we can get there, but looking at the pictographs here and using Leanne for scale, I guess. The channel into Stanley goes down that way. This here I think is Stanley. The end of the bay over there is Little Stanley hanging around the right corner. Yeah, got everything set up just in time. Got a couple of tarps going there. We've got a tarp, we've got our rapid tarp, and it's just pouring. A lot of thunder bangers going over right now, so we're just sitting here enjoying kind of the end of the day and just waiting for whatever's happening here to pass on by. About 20 after 5 this evening, and we've got a few folks here paddling a canoe. They're heading down to an old mine site. I think it's about 3K down the way here, and so I think it's uranium, so they're hoping to get bit by some radioactive insect of some sort and get transformed into some fantastic creature. However, I feel their chances of that are a little low at this point. Either way, there's a geocache there. That really is the goal of their whole trip. So we'll see them in a few hours here, I guess, when they've kind of gone there. They picked a really nice night, still pretty hazy right after the storm And the storm actually, it rained for quite a long time, so it's pretty wet here right now, but we're doing good and just looking at what the rest of the evening brings us.
Hello, Leanne here, taking over for Mike because he's back at the campground drinking whiskey. I myself have paddled with Andy and Michael to this, an abandoned uranium mine. Lots of debris. There is a little bit of orange fencing, kind of fencing it off. Yeah, we broke the rules. We're in here. Okay, so I've come to the bush and climbed up on, I don't know, maybe a roof or something. And we have some equipment. And beyond it is maybe on the floor of a building, because it looks like this roof here has fallen down. Some more infrastructure and ooh, looks like a and a log building. Oh, there's more behind here too. Ooh, it's kind of loud in here. But why? After finding our geocache, we are now on this rock bridge. And we see another building. We're gonna go down to it. The main reason, actually the way that I found out about this uranium mine is because I geocache. And so I had to come find the geocache at the uranium mine. Hey Michael, I dare you to jump in that.
This might be like
$30.
whatever they were.
Just a bit before 7 this morning, and sitting out here watching the fish jump and listen to the birds go. Today will be the day I think that we run down to Nistowiak. I think it's about 10k down there and then 10k back, so that should be a relatively good day. And And then I guess the nice thing about it is we leave our tents here, so we don't have to pack everything up. We can just come back to kind of a mostly made up area. So 20 after 9, and we are leaving the safety of our nice little camp there and just heading off. You can see folks have already pushed off. I'm the last to round stuff up, so I guess I'll be bearing down a little bit here and catching up. It's around the corner over there from Frog Narrows, so that should be a little fun sluice down and then continue around. Be interesting to see what it's like in this low water, and on the way back to see how hard it is to paddle back up. It's about 11:15, and here we are at Nistowiak Falls. So here's the run out. We are just pulled our canoes and kayaks up here, and we're just gonna head off here very quickly and see what we can see of this falls. I think this sign is starting to try to tell us something here. I'm not quite sure, but if you came from there, then you're actually going to start looking at, well, that could be something. Before 1 o'clock, and we're heading on back. Everybody say goodbye to Nistowiak Falls. Here's Frog Narrows this year. It seems fairly calm. So far an easy paddle up, and when we came down it didn't look too bad, so hopefully it's an easy paddle up on either right or left side. So that was Frog Narrows, just kind of pounded up. You see, not too many problems for anybody. Last couple on the way up. I guess I'm drifting back down. Better turn off and paddle. So it's just before 7 and everybody's relaxing, just having a little fire. We've elected Michael to be the fire guy tonight, I guess. But it is a beautiful night. Look at how that smoke that is going straight up. You can make smoke signals with that mic. So anyways, beautiful night. Look at how this lake has just settled right down. Again, this is northern Saskatchewan paradise. Quarter after 7 and most of the camp is put away. I think I've just got kind of my final things to go in my last bag into my canoe here. I think various folks are a little further ahead or a little further behind depending, but so far it seems like a nice morning. A little smoky, so the sun is a bit more of a red fireball today, but interesting thing. So people were seeing groups come through or be around here at 4 o'clock this morning, so I thought that was kind of a fun thing. And then either somebody's taking shots with a gun or firing off bear bangers this morning, so that was also another really interesting thing. So I guess when you get to these really populated places, it becomes sometimes party central and you don't know what they're firing off. Ye old roller portage. So kind of nice. This would normally just be a bit of a pullover anyways, but it sure is nice that they straighten out all the rocks and the crags and everything. Just to give a sense for where this is, that there is the rapid, pretty much right there, and this portage starts pretty much right at the eddy line of the rapid on the upper side. Okay, note to self. So there is the roller portage. Do not get into the canoe at the top of the roller portage and roll down in. It pops you right into that rapid, and that was almost a hilarious moment of this trip, which almost nobody but Michael would have seen. So either way, roller to the end, go off the side and load there. That's my moral of today's story. Coming around this last bit of fast water, and there's the church. So we have the end in sight behind the church there on the shore. And then you can see bringing up the rear, Leanne and Michelle come up that last bit of fast water. So that's kind of a fun little burst of power you got to give before you're done this trip. It's 9:20 and we have officially ended the paddling portion of our canoe. 9:21 for Leanne. So a little smoky today, which hope this doesn't persist for the folks up here, and I hope it's not down south. So I guess we'll be driving home in something like this.